What's up with you guys? It's your boy West Coast. So yo man, everybody has been blowing your boy up, asking me, West Coast, would you trade Taco for this safety / corner out there in Miami by the name of Fitzpatrick? When I first heard people talking about it, I was like, hell no, I would not trade Taco for Fitzpatrick, the quarterback. But then they said, no, West Coast, the safety. So then I went and looked at some film last week. And it just so happened to be the game where Lamar Jackson threw for 380 yards and 5 touchdowns. So I had to see where was he at when Lamar Jackson was throwing all them goddamn touchdowns over his head. And guess where he was? He was on the field trying to stop him. And it wasn't really successful. But yo, man, in a nutshell, would I trade Taco Charleston for Minkis Fitzpatrick? Just a head-up trade? Absolutely. You're getting a first-round pick for a first-round pick. One guy actually start and is pretty productive. The other guy is sitting on the bench not doing anything. The only problem I have is this. Why would the Miami Dolphins trade for Taco Charleston, who has absolutely no stats in 2019, and his stats from 2018 are mirrored with games that he was inactive because of behavior or inactive because of an attitude? So if I'm the Miami Dolphins and you're going to give me Taco Charleston, a guy who only has 2 years remaining on his contract, for a guy in Fitzpatrick that has 3 years left on his contract since he was the 11th overall pick in the first round, that technically means he has 4 years on his contract because remember, you have a team option. So you're going to trade for a guy who has 4 years possibly on his contract, who's already been starting 1 year, had 80 tackles. That's a starter for a guy who in the last, 3 years hasn't even really played. So what value, yes, I would love to sell you this oceanfront property for $3,000, $300,000. I would love to, you know what I'm saying? But see, you still have to buy it. And this is my thing. I don't think the Miami Dolphins are going to buy that unless we package it with like a second round or a third round pick. And I'm going to be honest with you, y'all. I really don't want to trade away my second round or my third round pick. You want to know why? Because most of my second rounds and third round picks outside of Randy Gregory are pretty dang good. You got Jalen Smith, who we just extended. Michael Jeezy Baby, he's a third round pick that just balled and had a career day last week. And guess what? We're already paying these guys. Then my next question is, if you bring Fitzpatrick to the Dallas Cowboys, who's not playing? Where is he going to play? So you're saying he's going to play in the backfield in the safety. Okay, I know you guys love Xavier Wood. I know you guys have no problem with replacing Jeff Heath. That's cool. But my question is, then what's going to happen with the guy named Donovan Wilson? You know, the guy who led the NFL in interceptions. Like, we value those. You're going to draft a guy in the 6th round, get lucky on a guy like Donovan Wilson. I understand he has a twinge on his ankle right now, but he'll be back. And you don't want to see more of that? You're okay with base, because you're going to think like this. If you bring Fitzpatrick to the Dallas Cowboys, either Woods or Wilson will not be playing. And both of those dudes have shown growth. So why are we not wanting to reward that growth? Why are we just going to just push that growth to the side and drop in a guy who we're going to hope is going to have to produce? You know what I'm saying? My thing is, and then the last thing, if I'm Miami, you got to think like this. Currently, Taco plays in a 4-3 base defense where there's 4 down linemen. The Miami Dolphins play in a 3-4 defense where there's only 3 down linemen. And think about this. That's the reason why they let us trade for Robert Quinn, because they were switching their defensive front. Robert Quinn wanted to play in a 4-3. That's why he came to Dallas over New Orleans. So why would you trade for a Taco who plays in a defense that you don't even run? I'm sorry, guys. That just doesn't make sense for the Miami Dolphins. Unless they're going to continue to make a series of bad decisions. Then guess what? Anything's possible. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, as of right now, we need to play Taco Charleston. We play Brady, we play Breeze, and we play Rodgers. I'm going to tell you guys right now, if we do not get pressure on those guys, we will not make it out of those games alive. We are under the assumption that Robert Quinn's just going to come back and ball, but you guys got to remember, he's just not coming off of a suspension. He's coming back from a broken hand. So he's going to need time to heal that. And he's going to need time to acclimate himself back into the game. Why? Because when you're suspended, you can't be around the team. He's not even eligible to come back till Monday. So I just, and then think about this. Another thing, Randy Gregory, we're hoping that we get Randy Gregory back at some point, but he's not back right now. Brady, Breeze, Rodgers, you're going to need pass rush. I'm sorry. At this point, I'm gonna have to El Paso on a Taco Charleston trade for Minkus Fitzpatrick. Now, like I said, if the Miami Dolphins just want to be some cluckers and just smoke this one away and just trade it straight up for a Taco and maybe a fifth, God dang it, I'll do it twice on Sunday. But when you start going to that second and third round, no, I'm cool. And you're going to have to give them at least a second or third pick. Why? Because Taco, unfortunately, does not have the value that we are assuming him to have. He has more value because he's on the Dallas Cowboys and we want to sell him to you. But when you're trying to buy him, you have to physically see that value. So as of right now, I'm out. Never look down because stars